little dusting, but yeah, you're back from like
Ecuador.
Ecuador, no snow to this. So yeah,
Yeah.
welcome home. You've been home
Uh,
for what, a couple days now?
I got back at about 4 in the morning on Wednesday, so Thursday. So still getting back on my feet, but I actually love the snow. So it was really wonderful to be away, the whole experience of it all, but I do love the snow. So came back to mountains of it here.
Love, your camera is facing kind of a different
Wrong way.
direction. Yeah, yeah.
Actually, a bit like me right now.
Do you
There,
feel backwards?
there we go.
Hi,
Well,
Christine.
that
Good
looked a bit
morning.
scary. Yeah, that's better, right? Uh,
It depends on what you want us to see.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
me on there, but I don't know why, because it sort of looks like it's, you see my hands, so that, oh, let me think about what's going on here. I have this word coming up.
Take your time. Take your time. I'm I am fighting some sort of flu, and so I'm really up and down. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Like, I'm recording. I'm obsessed with the materials we are working with today in a way that I need to explore it. So I'm gonna push through. But if I don't seem like woo energy wise, it's because I'm not.
Like your regular bubbly self.
Yeah,
I know that past couple days being here, I can tell just with my energy and then my responses to things that I probably sound like I'm in a mood. Well, my body is in a mood.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I
it's
hear it in your voice, Sharlena.
you can.
Yeah, you can hear
Yeah.
it in your voice.
See? I can't fake it. So just know that I'm aware and
Well, I
don't
hope you're feeling better
don't focus
soon.
on it. It's an up and down thing. And as soon as I think I'm feeling better, I feel like I'm jinxing myself and then I'm like down. So um it's okay though. Like, this is a very relaxing morning for us. And I think I can handle it. Can you, are we all
Awesome.
feeling, because I know Carol, you said you're sort of just getting back to feeling yourself.
Yeah, and we've had a bit of food poisoning. It was
Oh
on
my.
Sunday, so I'm still I can sympathize because I'm still feeling a little queasy. But yeah,
Was that
if we
for
all have to rush away from the screen, we'll know what's
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Like, if it's like, hey, I'll be right back, don't even explain. Was it a traveler's thing or was it specifically food?
we're not sure whether it was water, food related. It was
Yeah.
something food related
I have
because
a I have a
my
friend who
son
was
and
in
I both got sick. So
okay.
yeah, and we weren't even sure about trying to do that plane ride back because
I bet.
it's it's a long haul.
But what choice do you have?
Pardon me?
What choice do you have though? Like, you have a booking, you have to do
Well,
it.
exactly. You don't want to lose half the money and yeah. Anyways, but yeah, not
Uh,
much fun.
an artist I know who was in Colombia for just a very quick visit. Basically, it was like a short visit. I know she's an artist, and she went with a friend I know them both, and thankfully, this is the good thing about traveling with whether it's someone you love or a friend or whatnot, not just like a tourist group, is that Liz got the traveler's diarrhea. There's a name for it. I can't
Yeah.
remember what it's called, but it's not necessarily diarrhea. It's like your stomach and everything. And she spent most of her whole short trip
In the
sick.
bathroom.
Yeah, no, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So how long were you in Ecuador for again? Remind me.
3 weeks.
Ah, so
Yeah,
you
we
you, you
traveled
really
all the way
had a
from the
good run.
coast, all the way from the coast up through the Andes, and then into the Amazon jungle plateau. So But even thinking of it now with my stomach feeling a little bit like this, the roads are like this. You're going back, forth, back, forth.
Did you go with the group, Carol?
No, I just went with my son, and he's gone to
Wow.
South America a number of times.
Okay.
Colombia is one of his favorite places.
Yes.
Ecuador, I mean, it was a huge experience, but
Yeah.
I kept lots of journal notes and sketches, and
Lovely.
but yeah.
Would you like to share some of your sketches?
Oh God, I don't even know where they are right now. I'm still unpacking, but it was really
yeah.
rough. It was
Not
like
today.
Of course, yeah.
idea sketches. Like
Yeah.
I'd see something that looked on the side of a mountain, and I mean they're quite vertical, and they have all this farmland that is built up. It looks like a huge quilt, of all the different rectangles and shapes. So I could
Yeah.
quickly just do that sort of thing. Where is my book? It's somewhere. Anyways, it's somewhere. And
Well, I invite you for when you find it. I mean, we have 2 more sessions after this, so no rush, and welcome home. It's on my list to go, but I also feel quite queasy about like even the thought of it myself.
Yeah.
It's a
Maybe you can take Ducarol.
Okay.
And it is for the whatever that word is you're trying to think of.
yeah.
It's diarrhea.
Um,
Montezuma's revenge.
and it's a liquid, and you take it, I don't know if it's 2 months before and then 3 weeks before.
Oh.
Okay.
And we took it before we went to Ecuador.
Okay.
And lots of people who were with the group uh, were ill. And we, 3 of us,
We
escaped.
managed not to.
So it's worth
Excellent.
knowing if you're traveling somewhere where there's a pretty good chance.
Oh yeah, because it's just not very clean or
No,
sanitary, a lot of the
no.
stuff.
And
Yeah.
there were places that you eat aren't necessarily very
Yeah.
clean, and you don't know what the food is.
There's also what Liz was saying is that it's just a different country. There's different parasites. Like it's
Sure.
even if there was hygiene, like same standard,
Yeah.
that it's just a completely different environment, ecosystem. That
Oh,
your
it's
body is like,
huge.
whoa, what you doing? You bring me where? Here?
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not ready for this. So,
Yes.
is
Exactly.
what is Ducarol over the counter? I don't know what is that.
Yeah, you can you sometimes have to wait for it to come in. I mean, go to Shoppers Drug Mart, go to the counter and
Okay.
ask them, and you have to do 2 doses, and I think it's good for 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, after 2 years, you only have to take 1 dose, and it's a liquid. You just drink it. It's not a shot or anything. It's a liquid. And 3 of us were okay, whereas lots of people in the group were.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is excellent advice to pass on. And
It's called Ducarol.
Ducarol. I'm going to make note of that. I mean,
Yeah.
it sounds like worth doing no matter where you travel if you're going
Yeah.
to the country.
Yeah. It's not, you don't have to go for a shot. It's not that kind of medicine. So yeah, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're back to the winter for the sake of loving the winter landscapes, and that I'm sure you didn't go. Did you plan on going to Ecuador just to escape the winter, or was it just a good time of
Well,
year for
it
you?
was fairly spontaneous. Our son, who is sharing part of our house here in Peterborough, he's a writer and an editor online. So all of his work is remote, and he isn't financially able to go off to somewhere like Europe, but South America is very inexpensive. So for the last probably 7 years, he's been going. So he's gone to Paraguay and Peru and Bolivia and Argentina and
Exciting.
Ecuador. He was in Ecuador in the autumn, and Colombia. Colombia is one of his favorite places. And he said, "Oh, Mom, you really have to come down and see," because I looked at his picture and there are just so many clouds and the valleys and everything's rolling through, and just the differences in the the people are friendly and blah, blah, blah. So he finally convinced me to go. And I said, well, I've signed up for my winter course because I love the snow and I love the trees in the winter. And he said, oh, you have to come. You have to come. You're only going to miss one class.
I love that.
And I said, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll do the class when I'm traveling. I said, nope, because you're always on the go. I mean, we were, we went all the way from the coast up through the Andes and into the
Wow, beautiful.
Amazon area very slightly because we didn't want to go too close because I didn't have my yellow fever shots.
Mm.
And and then back into the Andes a bit. So yeah, it was really wonderful. I mean, I've got probably 60 pages of notes.
Awesome.
And, as I said, probably about 20 ideas for things I want to do when I get home with my art, and how can I make it look like this? And
Inspiration.
Inspiring. Yes.
Well, last week Christine and I explored a reference that I sent out. Did you?
I took a glance and I listened to your class, but then partway through, and I was getting through it, and my son knocked on my door and he said, okay, come on, let's go. So we were off, but I did listen to glimpses of the first class. Lots of interesting discussions you two had.
That continues. I do.
I kind of forgot that we were being recorded, and afterwards I went,
oh dear.
I questioned as I was editing. I was like, should I I actually was going to just split it up to just the demo. And then I thought, that takes time to go and scrub the video and edit. And I figured, but why do that when we're allowed to talk? And I'm not sharing that link with anybody,
with the world.
No. And no. And it's unlisted for you guys. If you shared it, that's your own prerogative.
Yeah.
I can't stop you. But even if I was to share it with somebody, all of my classes have conversations. How am I supposed to separate that? Be like, okay, everyone fermez la bouche, here we go. We're going to be drawing, put a sock in it. It doesn't feel right.
No.
So
it's part of the community. It's the community and
the times, every single conversation that when I look back on classes, because I recently was looking back on a class with Betty Van Briesen, who's taken lots of classes, but we did a private class. It was 2 years ago. It was on New Year's Eve. And listening to our conversation, it was like a time capsule. It was really beautiful. And it brought me back. And I know that's true for every single recording. And there's hundreds now. It's out of my hands. It's its own life of its own sort of thing now. It is. I remember pushing the idea of recording and doing Zoom for a whole year. 2020, I was like, nope, not gonna. And then I had a couple friends get involved and help support and get it ready and going. And now it's like, I can't even imagine not doing this. It's interesting how time is, it's a funny thing.
The whole idea of what's secure and what's not, right, is difficult.
Yes, and Zoom in and of itself is apparently not.
Yeah.
It never has been, but we are in ourselves.
Yes.
That's what matters.
Yes.
And so, I wanted to start today with a little obsessive material geek out. Okay. Because
you're talking my language.
Because while we were working on this piece, and so this is, the Mylar that this is what we have accessible to us for the most part. I mean, it's really great stuff. This is the new cover, what it used to look like there. And so I actually found the charcoal pencil to be very scratchy, and it was pulling the what we call the film off, and you can see that shining. Like you can actually see the scratches. Now that's colored pencil, that shininess there, but then there's these areas like right there. It's a big hole. It's like an actual hole right there.
Yeah.
Looks like tinfoil or something. And so now that's irritating to me. And I started looking back, like look at all the things this isn't anything other than just recent, right? Like this is all stuff on Mylar packaged in acetate sleeves. But this is the new stuff. And I look and I'm like, this is all charcoal. But then I realized that actually some of this stuff is old stuff. And so what I did was I looked back on my stash and I found a piece of old drafting film, a piece of graphics Sharlena from this that was I purchased a couple of years ago, and I don't know what year. And then I just bought this one. And I went to do a scratch test on these two, and the newer one scratches easier. So there's something with that. And yet I wanted to personally do a little test of just the charcoal to start. I want to do like a whole bunch of different media, but just to show that on this old drafting film, which isn't as transparent, interestingly enough, it is like not the same. This is more like and there's no film on this, so they called it like a drafting is either film or vellum. I believe it might have been called more of a vellum, but this being a film, like an acetate sheet with a matte film on it, so they call it two-sided matte film. So that means that they put a coating on it that you can scratch off. But this old stuff, there is none of that. So this makes such a wonderful mark. Charcoal, and then the erasing.
Can you show us your paper?
Am I not? Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. It's up there on the gallery, but it's not.
Aha. What is it? I don't know why it's
there. You go. There you go.
Thank you, because I had what I thought hit it, but I apparently pinned it, which is a different thing.
Yeah, no worries.
So this is the old drafting film, and it erases really well. It holds the charcoal. It doesn't feel scratchy when you make a mark. Like it you can hear it, but it doesn't actually feel it. This is the new one. So this is the pencil, and it's definitely not in any way, shape, or form grabbing it in the same way.
No. Doesn't have the same yumminess.
No, and it's so disappointing, because here I was saying, like I want to do this combination with charcoal, and it's failing. So it smudges lovely, but there are scratches in there. Just literally, you see that?
Oh, you can see as it caught the light, you can see the shininess. There you go.
Oh my gosh, is that ever bad? That's bad.
Yeah, it is.
Not good at all. So here's like a water-soluble carbon that works really well on it. That's what I wanted. Why I want to do this right now is so that we can maybe readjust our tools. I'm going to make a little note here that this is the art graph carbon, and that's water soluble, which should just come right off, really, like okay. Not in a bad way though. I quite like that. And then we have compressed charcoal, which is definitely nice.
Yeah.
And I know the erasing will be really good on that. This is the new one, right?
Yeah.
So this is what I think we need to do, compressed charcoal. And then we also, so part of last week's findings is that, you know, powdered charcoal is really lovely on it, but it's not so good when you want to layer.
Draw on top of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just coming right off. Again, scratching, just scratching there. So using the brush and the powdered charcoal on its own is fine, but in areas where we don't intend to bring anything back, or using it like a last layer. This is compressed charcoal. But I have, this is another kind of compressed, different darkness, like values of the compressed. Now, one thing that I didn't plan on in this class, but I found in this piece worked really, really well, especially since we had blocked it in with the charcoal powder, is either like a graphite. This is a Hit matte graphite pencil. I don't recommend buying it. I bought it because I needed to know. It's like one of those new things in the art world, and I needed to know why it was so great. Apparently, all it is graphite without the sheen. But in essence, it's a very nice black colored pencil. So I'm going to say that colored pencil, even though I didn't anticipate to use it, I think would be a really good choice, because on this product, it works super nice.
Okay.
And then also graphite, like just like any kind of graphite. And I have some tinted graphite I thought I'd play with today. Like this is the Derwent Graphitint. And it's really nice. But again, it depends on what you guys have and what you want to play with. But I think the graphite is really, really nice on it. It does say that on the cover. It says lead and colored pencil, and it accepts ink. Now, here's something that I really wanted to show you, though, because I feel like I'm going crazy. I have not been able to get this out of my mind since last week, because here I am. I'm like, I've been playing with this for decades. And amazingly, I still have pieces of paper from Wallix, which so that's 25 years ago. That's the old drafting vellum. So I know I have in my hands the difference of things changing and products changing. But for me to then recognize that what we know has to be an evolution, because nothing stays the same, is really kicking me in the pants. And so this is again the obsession. So, okay, I want to show you this on Graphic's website. Here, Mylar film. Now, there are different types of films that they make. There's just the plain Jane acetate, which they call clear Mylar. Then we've got the matte Mylar, which is what we bought. Okay. Look at that. Matte Mylar film has a matte translucent drawing surface on two sides. This film will accept lead, ink, charcoal. Bing, bing. Charcoal, paint, and colored pencil. And I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy. But I want to, and I will send an email to them, not angry or anything, just to say, hey, I need you to know that charcoal pencils are scraping off your film. Yeah. There is the wet media Duralar, which I have purchased, and it's not really for me, but it's kind of a cool idea. And then there's also, it says, what I loved, that it's an alternative to drafting film. So I'm going to actually also ask them, because there is a drafting film that you can get in rolls and packs, not a pad. Like, it's probably going to be a pack of 100 or something. But I want to know, because again, it says it's a 2-side matte finish. I want to know if they say down here that it's a matte coating on both sides. I want to know if that's the same as this pad. If it's embedded into the acetate, or if like the old stuff I have here, or if it's just this added layer. So yeah, this is where my thoughts have been. Going through, how things change, and the reality of adapting.
Continually.
So today is about our exploration and the materials that you have, because we all have different stuff within reach, and then also what you like to use. I think that it shouldn't just be, what they say or what I test. It should be, you don't have to waste a piece of paper on testing. Just do it on a project page. If there ends up being an area that gets scratched off, so be it. Who cares? We'll figure that out, incorporate it. So, yeah.
I was going to say, have you worked with pastel, like soft pastel on?
I have in the past, but today we're going to do a little swatch. It should be just like the compressed charcoal.
Yeah.
But I'm going to grab a hard pastel as well, because that to me would be maybe a potential for scratch.
Well, I found the Conte definitely scratched.
Okay.
Hard. And left like barely any mark, any dark mark at all. It was just the film underneath.
Yeah, the fact that it removes it is instant damage, and that's very disappointing, So this, I actually also grabbed the Neo Color crayon. So I know this will work very nicely. Neo. So that's good to know what is going to also work. But yeah, so that is scratchy. This is a hard pastel.
Yes.
That is definitely scratchy. Now there's enough pigment to leave. I don't see necessarily it pulling the film back, so maybe better than charcoal pencil. And then soft pastel is beautiful, but there's no tooth. It just sits right on top.
Right on top.
And so you can get a hue, like a very soft.
Yeah.
I would say this isn't a hard pastel, it's semi-hard. But the more you can't do layers.
No.
It's like one layer, and yes, depending on your pressure and how much you go over, it will start removing. Thankfully, the erasability is all really excellent.
Yeah,
that's something you can rely on.
So do you think with the hard or the soft pastel, if you spray in between layers?
I do recall doing a spray fixative, and it worked really, really well. I have not a memory of trying this stuff, so let's give it a shot. I'm going to go gentle because that's such a wet product.
Yes.
You can see I think that'll work really well.
So when you were talking about adding color to this piece today,
I was thinking either soft pastel or colored pencils.
Okay. Just a regular color pencil?
You know what? We can use water soluble, but I will say that I know for a fact that once you add water, it lifts it 100%.
Okay.
So here I have a sample for you. It's in this here. It's in this stash. So this was water soluble pencil crayons.
Pencil crayon.
And so as long as you kind of leave, I don't want to take it out. This is in a package. Okay. So I know it's extra shiny, but yeah, as long as you don't like wet it and you have to leave that, or I think using my finger, that looks like my finger there was better. So it's like hardly any water. And then having actually some textured paper underneath, I really liked. That was a watercolor piece of paper underneath, and so you got the pattern of it. I liked that. Yeah, hard. So yeah, you can use water. Like the paper is not going to buckle. We'll say that.
Right. Yeah.
I also know that like this is like a watercolor. This is charcoal watercolor. Did not set myself up with a bottle of water here, so I'll just use. Check this out. I bought this at a plant store, and I'm like, isn't that adorable? I don't use it for the plants though.
So, would you work first then with charcoal and then with water on top? Yeah.
Yeah. So
okay, go ahead.
Let's talk this through. By the way, watercolor is very nice. Like that's a watercolor, and then it takes a while to dry, and you get really neat pools.
Yeah.
So that would be a good first step, actually. But let's talk about our references. So did you end up finding one out of your own stash, Christine?
You know, mine are kind of West Coast pictures.
Yeah.
There's lots of evergreen. It doesn't lend itself the same. So I was just going to use yours. I can show you what I had. So, you know, they're kind of fussy for what we're doing, I think.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. It's like looking down at a trench.
Sorry?
Is that looking down, like down?
Yeah, yeah, probably we're on a path, trail of some kind, and we're looking down.
I really like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the bridge too, but that's more of a architectural layout.
And the other one was this.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
I like your references. I mean, you got to pick what you want in the end, right? Or what meaningful to you.
I was saying, I needed to understand what kind of treatment we were working with to know which one I wanted to do. So,
well,
we'll just keep playing with it.
Well, there's still 2 other sessions where you can pick your own photo. So if you wanted to, we can, because when I took this photo yesterday, I thought it was part of my plan is to talk about snow shadows and value. And I thought how wonderful that all of these, because there's a forest to the right here. Yeah. All these trees. And so all of these are the sun coming through the trees.
Oh, yeah.
And I really quite liked that. So seeing the trees was not interesting. And it was also like backlit because the sun was behind them. So I thought this was really nice. And it gives us also a really good ziggy-zaggy composition.
Well, and I think these lines in the front would lend to dragging, right? Dragging the color across. That's
okay. So coming up with the plan. I'm going to say soft pastel is out.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to write this so I don't forget. But I did quite like the feeling of, this is semi-hard.
Yeah.
I did like the semi-hard.
There's a richness in that.
Yeah. And that was choice of color too. So I'm going to say semi-hard pastel sticks. Or, let's wait, one more thing I brought out here. I'm going to try is pan pastel. Oh, it was kind of wet there. Ooh. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah.
That's with the fixative there.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh. Okay, look at what we have to try now. I'm going to do a spray. This is a tester page.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can do a spray. I'm not sure how much. That's 4 pumps. And then.
Oh, nice.
It feels great.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not interested in having some control, because there's good stuff happening if you let go. So we'll let that dry and then go and erase it. I think that might be a really good way to start. I know you have pan pastels, Christine. Carol, do you?
I think so, yeah.
Ooh, so that might be fun.
Yeah.
Now, what about fixatives? How are we for fixatives?
Yeah, I got fixatives. The pan pastel is just pastel in a jar, powder. Is that?
It's these guys.
Yeah, I don't have those.
Oh,
I don't really have those.
You don't need to go out and get them. Okay, let me try the semi-hard pastel over the. Yeah, that's fine too.
Oh, that's yummy.
That's nice.
So let's do some pastel exploration with what you've got. I think the pan pastel is soft. This is what we consider a soft pastel, but with the tool, it really lays it down.
Mm-hmm.
And then a semi-hard stick would be.
So that was still wet when you did that first one.
Yes. Yeah.
I like it.
And it's bleeding, which is really nice. Like, I know it looks out of focus, but no, that's actually how it looks.
It looks like on the page. Oh, yeah.
I want to let a little bit dry. Well, let's check this. I just want to see what the erasability is after. Now, I think this is probably a good choice because it's wet. I'm not you'd have to test another kind of spray if that's what you've got.
Yeah.
Oh,
it doesn't erase back.
It does, but it's a little tougher to do. It does come back though.
Okay.
And it doesn't really smudge anymore, so it sets it. That's kind of cool. Okay, let me do something over top. This would be charcoal. No charcoal. Yes to colored pencil.
Oh.
Okay.
Or graphite.
Yeah.
Yeah, graphite. Look at this nitrum, my loves. Oh my goodness. Check this out. This is a watercolor charcoal. Look at that wonderful, weird, beautiful thing that's happening there. Now, watercolor will do similar stuff depending on the pigment and how it granulates, but I'm in absolute love with this stuff. It's just so, because of the charcoal pigment in it, it's so neat.
Okay.
So I'm going to suggest that we soft pastel. You could probably even just try water. I don't know if the fixative, if that actually matters or if just water. Let's see. We need to have a backing sheet here. Okay. Oh, well, water just beads up on it, but water's fine.
I like that too.
Water's fine. It doesn't need to be the spray fix. Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
Okay, come on, guys. Let's get some semi-hard pastels out.
Okay, then.
Pan pastels, if you got them, want to use them. So we're looking in the realm of blues and some. Let's go with that timeless burnt sienna and ultramarine vibe. You know, yellow ochre and blues, warm browns and blues. I did love the work that we did last week. I thought it, even though we ran into some scratching, it still worked out really well.
I put mine in a frame if you want to see it.
Yes, please. Yes. Gorgeous.
Isn't it fun?
That's nice.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool.
That looks great in the frame.
Yeah. I just have these, cheap IKEA frames. It makes them feel special.
And finished, yeah. That's very like it honors the work that you've done, right?
That's how I feel about it. It just makes it feel special. Like it's a thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a thing.
Okay, I'm gonna get so backing sheet, something white, that
Need a water sprayer.
yeah, a mister, some kind.
I have one somewhere. I don't have a spot for it on my very organized wall. That's the problem.
I know. I have to do a quick little wash of my hands as well after doing those tests. So I'll be back in a minute. Yeah. And so this actually, I just ran into another sheet from way, way back. That is what we call drafting film. That looks exactly like this graphics Sharlar. And does not have this coating. It is literally embedded in. But I know that this is an old sheet because we used to have to write codes on the bottom corner of every single paper. So that was our job as staff. You know, you'd go into work and be like, that was at Wallach's, and you'd be like, but it's a blizzard outside. Nobody's going to come to the store.
And that's what you would do.
And they'd be like, oh, there's lots of things to do. Get in here. If we had no power and we had to work by candlelight, that's what we're doing.
Wow.
They were hardcore. Living in Ottawa really at a young age, like, well, the sort of like 18 years old, not really having built any work ethic at all. The staff at Wallach's, I loved them so much. There was so much like family, and they were dedicated, devoted. Like they're like, if it's a blizzard and you can make it in here and get in here. And yeah, you would sit there and write this code on the corner of like a pack of 100.
Okay. That was good.
I wonder if there's a good or bad side. I'm going to just do another scratch test. I wonder if we got like a bad batch. This is a new sheet and a new pack that I just ordered, and it feels different. It feels thicker.
Well, I got mine about a year ago.
And it scratched.
And it scratches.
And that's definitely the one that scratched from me. It was probably a year or two ago I bought it. I wonder if they identified it. I will find out. It's on my list of things to do is to call them. Because I love the product. I need to know. So I am going to tape this down on a backing sheet. It's slippery. So spritzer, soft, well, semi-hard pastels. You've got graphite. And then an eraser, definitely eraser. Oh, and here I just taped this down horizontal, but I want to do portrait. So I change that. Orientation. Orientation matters.
So we determined that soft pastel with water will erase back, right? Did we?
Yes, yes, it does.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. Here, so this is mostly dry now. And you can, there's some wet spots, but you can see that actually the cool, you know, when this is all with water,
Yeah.
I said, oh, look at, you know, that nitrum, but the water has done a similar thing to the soft pastel.
Yeah.
And it's not entirely stable. There's some dust that will move.
Mm-hmm.
However, I know it'll come all the way back. You know, you might, because of the water, have to push a little bit harder.
I love what's happened at the top there. That's yummy.
That's, I think, the pigment.
Mm-hmm.
So this is erasing pretty hard.
Yeah.
And so it didn't pull it all off. However, I'm going to have to go and get a little bucket of water. But I do know that if we use water, we can erase. Like,
okay.
So we're good either way.
Yeah.
The only thing about using water is that this isn't paper evaporating on, like, it's not water evaporating on paper. It's water evaporating on a plastic. So it just is, it elongates the process.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's just that, you know, it slows you down. So it's like you maybe want to use a brush dipped in water instead of spraying it, just like spot erase.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do that. I have a little spritzer, but I'm going to get a little cup of water too.
Yeah, that's what I did.
All right. A little cup. I have lots of little cups, but they're full of things. Okay, 1 second. Oh, here we go. Okay. I don't even need a big cup. I just need a couple spritzes in here. Yeah, that's all. So that actually, on that color, even though it's beautiful, it felt a little dark for me. I'm going to pick something to start that's a little bit more mid-tone. Yeah, something like so. How are we for starting making a first mark?
We're ready to go.
Carol?
Well, I'm just playing around right now because I think I've got the wrong type of Mylar paper.
Oh, well, let me see.
I think what I had was this stuff here, which is not what you recommended, but I hadn't seen your list till actually this morning. So,
yeah, fair enough.
So for next week, or well, after today, I'll go out and I'll experiment with the one that you've suggested. But this is not obviously the right thing. This is more like just clear plastic, I think.
It's an acetate.
Yeah. But I'm still playing with it, so we'll see what happens.
Cool, cool.
I mean,
it will take acrylic really well.
Okay, well, I'll get the acrylics happening.
And inks, any kind of acrylic ink.
Because what I've done, this is where I'm at, but it's got the picture
Underneath it. Yeah.
I have to let that dry.
Okay.
And then, we'll see. But I'll get some acrylic going and I'll start another picture. That way.
Nice reference.
Yeah, play, right? I just wanted to have a little something else in here. It happens.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a little spritz. I've spotlit my demo page, so you can at least look back in the future. Thankfully, this doesn't fix the dog hairs that are everywhere. And I'm gonna come in really simply. This is your whatever reference you're looking at, and just look at blocking out your horizon in a pleasing way. So using pastel like this actually reminds me of pastel artists who use alcohol to paint with their pastels, which I cannot do because that is just horrendous for me in the sense. But if we can use water, that makes me very happy. Kelsey took Toshi to her parents because they love him. And you know, like Toshi definitely is an anxious breed. I actually contacted the breeder recently to see if like he could meet his parents because she lives around the corner. And I was like, you know, he doesn't really have like good social outlook or outlet here in the country. And she said, no, I'm sorry, but his mom is a shy, anxious gal herself. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, there we go. Runs in the family. But now that I'm usually expecting Toshi to come up and nose me by now, I'm actually realizing that I have separation anxiety too.
Yes.
Damn it. It's not fair. I'm happy she took him. Like, I'm glad that he's with her. Like, so I have to get a control of my feels here.
It's a real thing.
So I'm actually painting with the soft pastel. I found that kind of back and forth with using the stick for kind of more solid areas, but then actually coming in with the brush and just moving that with it. You hardly need any water at all. I do have acetate. I wonder if I should just grab a sheet of that and see if this works on that. Yeah, it's here. Hey, hey, hey. Now, I don't think there's going to be much stability here, but Carol, if you have a fixative or some sort of like, I don't know if water, just water alone would do it, but this is soft pastel into the fixative on the acetate. This is the same stuff you have.
Oh.
Okay.
And so it probably, as it dries, won't be stable. We'll have to see, which is why I'm going to leave them let this dry. But it's fun to play. The more you scrub, the more pigment gets laid down. All right, I'll let that dry. See. How interesting that snow, when it's being developed, has the feeling of like water and waves. And why shouldn't it, right? Okay, so with layering, you definitely need to spritz again. Can't be dry. Using a rag is really nice.
Mm.
It kind of like lifts the water and it dries quickly as well. Oh, and the squeaky sound is really like satisfying. It's squeaking. It's like Ooh. I think repeatedly spraying is making some interesting things too. That is fun.
Mm.
So, I mean, you can scratch it off, but that fixative does hold it. Definitely not stable, but fun. And it's not like it just comes off, when you touch it. It's pretty stable. No, it's temporarily stable. If you keep pawing at it, it'll come off. It's cool though.
Yeah. Oh, we can hear.
The one, like I've not the lunch. Yeah. More than
All right, I think I'm finding a little sweet spot here. Once that soft pastel dries, I'm taking charcoal powder over top.
Oh, nice.
It's really giving a nice warmth, which I love about charcoal. But you can also, I'm going to take this off up here. You can also just erase back and you still have the soft pastel color underneath. Like so far, I'm not lifting that. And Carol, just a thought with acrylics, just try and focus on transparent.
I've been playing with acrylic, so I don't know what this looks like on the screen, but it's a bit of a mess. So
Oh, that's cool.
it's just it's the one that you had up as a reference.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Well, because it's an overlay, I think playing with layers and actually having a piece of paper underneath it that you've painted and use them two together would be fun. And
You mean like something
yes,
okay.
but instead of the reference, something you've painted on the back.
Okay.
You can also paint both sides of the acetate, so you don't have to layer paper. You can paint on both sides.
Okay.
And then take consideration into your color. So you have your white and your black, which are opaque, but introducing a transparent color or using a medium to make a color into a glaze so that it's transparent intentionally.
Okay. Yeah. So I could flip it over and.
Mm-hmm. There was one class years ago that my aunt joined, and she's she's creative, but she doesn't know much about materials. And so I said, oh, I'll do Amazon and I'll get you the Mylar and I'll send it to you. And I sent her what you're using, the acetate. It was my mistake. I totally, messed up. And but she ended up doing some cool stuff like you're playing with right now. And she's like, I'm going to use it anyway. It's messy with the hands, huh?
Mm.
It's like not sticking to the paper, it's sticking to your hands. Ooh. And- oh yeah, charcoal powder is a problem. It is such a problem. Well, it's okay. I will have to readjust my love. It just makes it into like quicksand where you can't put anything on top. Erase is really nice though. Yeah, wow. Hey, Carol, while you were there in Ecuador and traveling, was there any hype when the Super Bowl hit and Bad Bunny played?
I'm sorry, I was focused on.
No, I don't mean to tear you away, but actually I'm really curious if there was because you were in Ecuador when the Super Bowl was on
Yes.
and Bad Bunny was playing the halftime show. Was there any hype about it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was. Yeah, they get very excited, very passionate.
Because that must have been an amazing experience.
Well, it was. And I did keep a lot of notes, mostly notes and mostly ideas for things I could do. But, the politics, the level of poverty, you would be absolutely heartbroken. The dogs that are just abandoned, and I mean, absolutely heart-wrenching. And I always look at a place when I go and I look at how they treat their dogs. And then, of course, I start thinking about how do they treat their women. And, it's a ripple. It's a very, it's over 80% Catholic, and it's a very patriarchal type of society. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff under the surface if you're just sort of going along and looking, but I find I can't do that. I'm noticing the challenges, the problems, the poverty. I mean, most of the homes are like shacks, and you think, you know, anyways, yeah, it was wonderful in many ways, but also very upsetting. And yeah,
I feel that. I have, actually recently had a discussion about that experiences I've had traveling, not in Colombia, but in the Dominican Republic, and similar in a lot of ways. And I know it's hard. It's hard to
it's
witness it, right?
Yeah, it is. And I thought, well, what can I do? And I mean, I never barter when I go into the markets, because I figure, well, they work so hard to get this meager existence. I'm not going to go in and try to get them to lower their price. And,
Right.
I'll go around and I'll look at the other booths and see what the difference is. But I don't go in and try to haggle them down or anything like that, because I think, well, we're so privileged, so.
Yeah, like the exchange to give them what they're asking for shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
You traveled there, and I know that it's like some people only have the snack bracket to make the trip and then not buy anything else, but it's
Yeah. And the people are, in general, anyone we met, very welcoming. And just the fascination of the difference between areas, and of course the history with the Incas and how they came along and basically took over everything until they fell apart. And then the Spanish came along, and of course the Incas were on their way down, and they took over, and they treated people, as they said, like animals without a soul.
wow.
And I think, well, you know what? And in fact, in Quito, you're in a valley that's 79 kilometers long, this valley, and it's only 6 kilometers wide. So it's a very long city. And, everywhere you go, you're going up and down, you climb and you go down, you climb and you go down. And we're at the top of a church. And from there, we can see another mountain within the city. And the Virgin Mary's standing on top of that in a statue. Yeah. And she's facing the one way. And we didn't hear this time, but my son, when he was there in the autumn, he'd gone on a tour, and he said they talk about the way that she was facing the wealthy side of the city and the upper middle class and giving them her blessing. Back is to the people without souls, the poor people or the indigenous people. And I thought, wow. Yeah, anyways, yeah, so.
Good. It's really good that they're honest about that history, though, isn't it?
Well, not yes and no. I mean, it seems to me that their indigenous population has just bowed to the upper ruling class. The Spanish came in, they took over, and most of them just bowed to them. But I mean, happy to send you my notes if you want a long story to read.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well,
I don't know much about it, and I'm very interested.
yeah,
And
well,
I don't want to read a book. I would rather read your notes.
Yeah, well, I will do that then. I mean,
so when I was in Ecuador, I traveled with a group. I'm not quite as brave as you. And I tried to ask questions of the tour director. And it's one of the few places I've been in Quito where I wouldn't go off the beaten track. There were places where I would not walk on my own. There were certainly, if we went to the bathroom, we went in groups or a few of us. And I asked the tour director about the drug problem because you can see it. I mean, it's everywhere. And he said, "What drug problem?" And so I imagine that his job as the tour director was to encourage people to travel.
Yeah.
So he wasn't going to talk about problem areas. He wasn't going to talk about politics. He wasn't going.
And I guess the advantage I have, I was traveling with my son, and he's been there a number of times. Ecuador the first time in the autumn, but he speaks, well, he says not, but I would say he speaks fairly fluent Spanish at this point.
So
and we were lucky enough a couple of times to have a tour guide where it was just ourselves and maybe one other person. And they were quite open and honest about what's going on. And right now, of course, they've reelected the president for his second term, but people are extremely unhappy with him because he's like a mini Trump.
Right.
And they are recognizing that they put in the wrong person, but the one before him was equally as bad.
As corrupt.
And corrupt. And the one in Argentina, I don't know if you've read about him, but he's an absolute maniac. And then Colombia has a president that, according to my son Noel, he thinks he's really good for that country. He used to be a, I don't know what they're called there, war, whatever.
Yeah.
But part of the guerrilla wars. But he stands up to Trump most of the time and said no. And of course, right now, the president of Ecuador is telling Colombia they're going to start introducing tariffs on all the goods because, of course, he's trying to win favor with Trump, this guy of Ecuador. And the Colombian president said, "We're going to do whatever you want. We just won't send you any more electricity." So, you know what? It's bubbling down there, and you can feel it, that things are going to probably not go well. But
that level of unrest is common there, right? And this trip that we went on, we were supposed to go to Machu Picchu as well, because you're going to South America, you want to hit certain areas. And that part of the trip was canceled because there was civil unrest and you could not enter that area safely. And it seems that it's bubbling up all the time. It's not unusual.
There's a lot of history there that's quite horrific. So
people But like you said, the people were very welcoming. They were very warm.
Yeah.
They were willing to talk and to,
Okay.
but there was a guardedness.
Oh, yes.
There was a
And I
guard.
guess I think, well, who am I to go in for 3 weeks and
Yeah.
stir the pot, because they have to figure this out.
Yes.
And I thought, what can I do to help? And all you can do is, as they say, and as is, simple kindness as often through the day as you possibly can.
Yeah. And
You know,
respect, right? Respect.
and an attempt to speak their language.
Yes.
When something's done for you, but yeah, no, I'd be happy to send my notes on. They're fairly personal. I guess, when I was with Noel a couple of years ago, and we went to Peru and Bolivia and Colombia, and I got extremely sick in Bolivia. Actually, we didn't think I was going to be coming back because it was such a severe food poisoning that I got terribly dehydrated. And we were, I don't know where we were, some little remote place in Bolivia. Of course, there's no medical system. And my insurance, of course, just said to Noel, well, you should go to the nearest hospital, which would have been a 4-hour drive back through the Andes. I probably wouldn't have made it. So luckily, he's pretty bright about things. He went to a pharmacist, and they got me into the little hospital there, which was like going to somebody's garage in the back laneway.
Huh.
They were great. And again, if he didn't speak the language, I mean, I got lost in, where were we? Ottovalo. And we had been at the market, and he said, okay, so you just go up the street 2 blocks,
Right.
and that's where our hospital is. I said, okay, sure, I can do that. So I went and I got myself lost. And of course, nobody speaks any English. And I went into another hostel and I said, Donde Hostel Rosa, which is where we were staying. And the guy just looked at me and shrugged and said, I don't know Anglais. And I thought, well, I'm not speaking Anglais. I'm trying to speak Spanish here,
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so I went out and I thought, okay, if I can't find my way to the hostel, I'll be able to find my way back to the market, and I'll just sit there and wait until he recognizes, oh my goodness, my mother is missing. But I did luckily find it.
Wow.
But I thought, you're in somebody else's country, and you don't speak the language, you don't understand the culture really.
That makes me very verklempt. Like, you are so brave, Carol.
Yeah.
Well, I was with my son, and I guess I've always been, like my mother used to say, there were 5 daughters, and she said, my God, you're way too curious about everything. And yeah, well, I am, but I don't know. There are moments I go, oh, wait a minute, I'm way too old for this. Way too old to get myself into that kind of trouble. Anyways.
Wow.
Crazy. But it was an amazing overall trip, but it was it was amazing, really.
And it's so important that we visit different places because we take for granted. So. We take for granted what we have.
Yes.
And I say this to my son all the time, that the rest of the world does not live like this.
Right.
No, that's right. It is a wake-up call, isn't it? Taking yourself out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
There's a wonderful guy that's I've read a number of his quotes. I haven't read any of his books with Pico Iyer. And he has amazing travel quotes.
Yes.
About getting out of your comfort zone, doing something.
And what's his name, Carol?
It's Picco.
Picco.
Iyer. Iyer, I think it is. I think I'll see about getting some of his books, but I've only read his travel quotes mainly, which resonated.
Yes.
And So
Well, it also with the people who don't travel or can't travel, and I will say that's very different. Either because
yes,
I know people who can't financially, but then there's just people who could and they don't. That perpetuates the ignorance, which
yes,
then thus perpetuates the
yes.
all the isms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it
And
does. And that's a huge problem. That
Yeah.
we
Us and them
stuff.
thing.
I have often said after I first traveled, and I didn't travel until probably 10 years ago because we definitely couldn't afford it. But yeah, no, I think any person who's in public office should be traveling and not traveling in luxury.
Yes.
Traveling where they're traveling the way.
Where real people are. Yeah.
Yes.
Take the bus.
Yes.
Yeah, no, and the bus was a fascinating thing. We were on the bus, can't remember from where to where, but it was about a 4 or 5 hour bus ride, and the locals getting on and off, on and off. And then there was this very, very elderly couple that obviously were trying to get off. I didn't clue in for a minute. Then a couple of the younger local people at the front noticed, so they shouted out to the bus driver. And he stopped, and then they got up and they're helping these older people get off. And I thought, wow, we have no idea how harsh life can be.
Yeah.
No. They were.
Amen to that. This is the truth.
Yeah.
Definitely the truth. Let's check in with each other about what's been happening on our tables, which is also a truth. Whatever has been happening is great, and I want to hear about it.
Okay. This is what I got.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Beautiful line work, and it's winter, and I love the color, and that's that's the pastel blue, huh?
Yep.
It's great. How exciting.
It is exciting.
That's what I see out and behind this house, and I feel it. I love the patchwork of the land, and you captured that really well.
Yeah, it's lovely.
And the charcoal and the trees worked out.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that the compressed charcoal stick that you were using?
Yeah, so I have a compressed charcoal. Actually, it's not. It's a pastel. It's a hard pastel,
Okay.
I guess somewhere in the middle, because it's blue-gray. And I don't know.
Oh, it's blue-gray. Yeah, okay. Because it is a really nice, it looks like charcoal on the screen, but it's a really nice, it gets not black. And I like that a lot. It feels really good with the blues. So I have a question. Before you share, Carol, I want to ask. So I, said, okay, I'd like to do a class, and I mixed two things together: winter landscapes and then this film Mylar situation, because I've done it in the past and I love it, and it always works out until now. It used to work out. And so my question is, shall we, and this is a very small vote, continue on with just doing winter landscapes we can do paper and pastel and whatever materials we want, but just focusing on composition and tones and capturing an essence? Or should we continue to play with, because then, Carol, you'd have to buy this Mylar, but I'm not even sure I want you to. I want to talk to the company first. So I guess my question is, what drew you to coming? Because if it's the Mylar, then we'll push for it. But if it's just the winter landscapes, we can do that in any different way.
Winter landscape sounds fine to me. I mean, Mylar's interesting, but I'm not really on Mylar, am I?
You're on a form of it? Yeah.
And
I want to see what's been happening, but yeah, Christine, where are you at after last week?
Okay, so we're gonna have I love working with the Mylar and I don't do it. So I'm enjoying that, but I don't see why I can't continue to work on Mylar and Carol can work on whatever um, she wants to do as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to see why that's needs to be an issue if you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what to look for now. Since you have the list, Carol, if you want to grab it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I know Victory Art Supply doesn't exist anymore. I don't think there's any in-store you can go to, is there?
No,
It's
not here that I know of.
no. Barry has a really nice store. I don't know how far Barry is from Peterborough.
Oh, it's a bit of a hike. Not that I'm actually have to go back to Toronto this coming weekend. So I don't know, is Gwartzman still up in Toronto?
You bet, yes.
Yeah.
And talking to Jackie at Gwartzman's about this whole plight, she might even have some of the old stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
She knows my name. If you say, taking a class with Sharlena Wood, she knows she might be like, who, but it's because it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But she knows that I worked like with Tri-Art and stuff like that. So if you brought that material list, printed it out and brought it, if you do step in there, she might have the old single sheets that you could get, which I'd prefer.
What's the name of the store, Sharlena?
Gwartzman's.
Gwartzman's.
So is it still on Spadina?
Yeah, it's in Chinatown. It's GWARTZMANS. It's the last name. It's so Jackie Gwartzman. It was her father who owned it. I can't remember his first name now. He's not involved. I'm not sure if he's still alive, but he was a character and a half. And because of his real silly personality, intense. He was an intense person that he really gained a following. And then being in Chinatown, he wasn't like trying to be a boutique high-end place. He would bring in real one-offs from like imports, and he'd be like, this is a box of sketchbooks. They're cheap as heck and I'll never get them again, like sort of thing. And so people really love Gwartzman's. I don't know if Jackie still does the same kind of stuff, but for being really honest and down to earth, good prices. Yeah. It's an experience. It's definitely different than Above Ground, which is more like catered to OCAD. And then that's, I think, it down, well, other than Desserts. And Desserts is also downtown. They have a really big store there. And they would also have this pad of paper. Because
they have pad of paper. They didn't have single sheets.
That's right.
There a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, well, that's the only reason why I'm thinking Gwartzman's might have single sheets is because of how long they've been around, and that she might just have like really old drafting stock.
Yeah.
I'm
interested in getting some bigger sheets. I really like how this moves.
Well, I am gonna call graphics and see about those rolls, and I'm gonna talk to them about what I've done in the past, what I've used, where the situation is of just charcoal. I want to use charcoal on it. That's what I want to do. I don't mind that colored pencil works. Like I'm ink. I'm fine with all that.
Yeah. But I need to know that I can use charcoal.
Yeah. And if there's a different product that they have, then they'll be hopefully able to recommend that. So I think, if you can, Carol, swing by Gwartzman's, ask Jackie. Frosted Mylar, so it's listed on the material list. That's what we want in essence. But I think that no matter what, doing the winter landscapes, we'll do that. I actually have some large sheets of Mylar, Christine. I wish I could share with you.
No worries.
But that might be I have 2 notes in my studio for myself to do large, like basically trees on Mylar. As soon as I'm feeling like tip top, if I get into that, I might record it just for the sake of recording it, and then I can just like add it on as like a watch demo sort of thing, because I'm also lately struggling with what I want to focus on. It's a catch-22, blessing and curse sort of thing when you like everything. What do you, but it's these trees that every time I do them, that whole spirit tree, all those sessions were really built off of the Mylar. It really was built off Mylar. And I feel that every time I make this note for myself, I get distracted. And yet now I have these multiple notes everywhere I look.
Yes.
And I really would like to do some larger work, especially since I have a class going on right now that was by request to do a large piece of paper. And it's really got me thinking about the soul of things, and it's not for anyone else. I stopped doing large works because they weren't selling, but it's not about that anymore. It's not, I have a big sheet of paper, why am I not using it? So kind of like just looking at for myself, so in that, you have permission to change up the material at any point, but I have tons of this Mylar stuff in front of me. So whether or not I just start to play with whatever it wants to, so I might break out some ink. I have this wonderful book, and it's something like I think it was 2 years ago. I can't remember who suggested this. I think it was Betty Van Briesen, but it's just really great stuff. And it's all kind of like, oh my gosh, this is for travel. Like this guy, wow. But it's all like charcoal, soft pastel, kind of the same kit and caboodle we've been talking about. But it is on paper. And anyway, that's fine. But I did pull that out to sort of get some ideas for compatibility, because it is an interesting book. Cool. I think that we're at a point where choosing your own references is okay.
Yeah.
But I will always send one out then if you want, okay? Just in case, or you want to see what I pick, because I take them all the time. And I take them in mind of like composition and stuff. Yeah. Or just the beauty of the world. Okay, Carol, before we head out, do you want to share what has been happening on your acetate?
Okay, so you suggested putting something behind it, so that's what I did with that one.
The color!
Yeah.
There, but you could also, that's an old scrap of whatever, or something in those.
I like that too.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Maybe more detail in the trees. Or maybe get some proper Mylar paper so that because I don't know, it's kind of interesting, and this is the first one. I haven't gone back into it, but
oh, that's stunning, the sunset aspect of it.
Yeah. But again, mainly was just laying around today because, of course, I haven't really done too much in 3 weeks of anything. And then that was really heavy duty
acetate.
I love the overlay aspect, and I love that you're such a cool spirit to play, and this is a great lead back into coming from a pretty long trip.
Yeah.
And so high five. And about the overlay acetate, the entirely clear stuff, go a little bit more high contrast.
Okay, yeah.
No, just a little more punch with the darks. Maybe play with something a little more bold, or because so this is the thing we will talk about as we go on with the frosted mylar is you can overlay, you can do double, triple layers, just like washi or any transparent sort of translucent paper, but it's so much more subtle. So because the acetate's 100% clear and you've got this big, bright, bold, say, color behind, then you got to punch it up on the acetate.
On the top.
Yeah, you got to meet the intensity.
Yeah. Okay.
Which also will, if we overlay with the mylar, we also need to have an intense background as well, because it doesn't come through as bright. So where we can be bold, let's do it.
That's good.
Awesome.
I cherish you too. This is nice to have an exploratory class. I really enjoy it.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing your travel stories.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
And it would be like you said some of your notes are personal. So if you choose to share, they'll just be reading for myself.
Yeah, no, not that personal. I shared them with my sisters and a couple of friends, and
okay.
I just
keep it in the family.
Yeah,
yes.
whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I'd love to go to Ecuador, but it's not happening this year.
Well, I wouldn't advise going unless you have someone that speaks Spanish with you.
Right.
Like I would not go to anywhere in South America without my son.
Yeah.
And I mean, we go, and it's very cheap to travel in South America compared to anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
But it's also higher risk.
I have a friend who's from Uruguay, and she went down and was visiting family. She was only a woman in a car of men, and the police stopped her. Now she looks Spanish. She's dark hair, darker skin, and she speaks Spanish.
Oh, good.
But the police told her to get out of the car and to walk away from the car. And she was afraid, but in reality, they were checking to make sure she was okay.
Wow.
Okay, yeah.
Because she was the only female in the car.
Could have gone either way, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And so when I was going to Ecuador, she was saying they know just to look at you. And if you wore your worst clothes, they would still know that you're a tourist. And like nail polish. If you wore nail polish, you're a tourist. And she said, so even for her, because she no longer lives there, they could tell by her clothes, they could tell that she looked different. And so they were making sure that she was okay.
There's the slang too, right? Like,
Mhm.
even if you probably speak Spanish, if you don't know that area's slang and you say something that is more by the book, you give yourself away in so many ways.
Yeah.
Not just South America. It's been years. I worked with the Curry's art store. I worked with the lady who's, her parents are from Jamaica. She's born here.
Yes.
She's like, I would never go to Jamaica alone.
Yeah.
Like, just because I look Jamaican, she's like, no. They'll clock you like that. They will rob you as soon as you're off the plane.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm so excited for you to go to Japan, though, Christine, because after all these conversations, it is so, the feeling will be very different. It's so safe there.
Yeah.
That I'm actually, like, just the thought of you going to Japan is, to me, just so much more comforting. Than, like, Carol, you coming back from Ecuador.
I can hardly wait. I'm trying not to have too many preconceived ideas.
Yeah.
I want to just go out and go there and be open. So I'm not researching and things like that. I really just want to feel it. I want to,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I will share one thing though, because it was an experience and it was a real one, is um I'll never forget, because a lot of the kombinis, which is convenience store,
Yes.
that's their Japanglish, kombini. Um, you give money and then your change comes out in a little
Okay.
like arcade sort of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
But some of them don't have that. And so the one time I got confused about the yen and what I owed and what I was getting back. So I held out a handful of change and she took what she needed, and with 100% I trusted it. Like I didn't, like it could have been so easy for them to take
Just take whatever
more,
they wanted.
but
And you
no.
wouldn't even know.
Yeah, and she
Yeah.
like folded back my hand and like pushed it back, like that's all I need. And it was like, again, there's not many countries on this planet that would, even Canada I wouldn't necessarily trust, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's the culture there of like, I don't know, karma, all those Shinto, all
As
the
much as you have to be careful, you also have to believe in the travel god.
So there are little shrines as you walk in neighborhoods. There, it's a little travel god. If you see, I can't remember what it looks like, but some people put little monies in the little offering, and it's actually one of the Shinto travel gods. It's adorable.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have known that had I not traveled with somebody who
knew
had been there before. So if you ever see something little on the street with some money in it,
that's what it is.
it's to make your travels safe.
I like it.
I know.
I like it.
Focusing on the positive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, bless your heart. Stay well. I will be in touch with recording. And Carol, let me know after your Toronto trip if you talk to Gwartzmans what happens, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Because I'll help. All right.
Welcome home, Carol.
Rest up.